Andrea Yates' story is one of tragedy and heartbreak, revealing the devastating impact of untreated mental illness and societal pressures. Once a devoted wife and mother, Andrea's life unraveled under the weight of postpartum psychosis, leading to an unimaginable act that shocked the nation. This account delves into her life, the events leading up to the tragedy, and the lasting impact of her case on mental health awareness.
Andrea Yates was born on July 2, 1964, in Hallsville, Texas. She was the youngest of 5 children in a deeply religious family. Known as a bright student, she graduated as valedictorian of her high school class in 1982 before pursuing a nursing degree. Andrea Yates remains in a mental health facility, receiving treatment for her condition. Her story is one of profound sadness, highlighting the devastating consequences of untreated mental illness and the importance of intervention and support. A strong sense of responsibility and ambition marked Andrea's early years. She worked as a registered nurse at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, where she was admired for her dedication. Her life seemed to be on a promising trajectory. In 1989, Andrea met Russell "Rusty" Yates, a computer engineer. They quickly fell in love, sharing similar religious values and a desire for a large family. The couple married in 1993 and began building a life together in Houston, Texas. Andrea's life took a sharp turn after the birth of her first child, Noah, in 1994. Overwhelmed by the demands of motherhood, she began to experience symptoms of postpartum depression, a condition that would worsen with each subsequent pregnancy. By 1999, Andrea had given birth to 4 more children: John, Paul, Luke, and Mary. The couple lived a modest life in a converted bus, following the teachings of a preacher who emphasized strict adherence to biblical principles. The isolation and pressure took a toll on Andrea's mental health. Andrea's struggles became evident after the birth of her 5th child. She attempted suicide twice, leading to multiple hospitalizations. Diagnosed with severe postpartum psychosis, Andrea was prescribed antipsychotic medication and placed under psychiatric care. Despite medical advice to avoid having more children, Andrea's religious beliefs and her husband's encouragement led her to continue expanding their family. The strain of managing 5 young children while battling her mental illness pushed Andrea to the brink. In the weeks leading up to the tragedy, Andrea stopped taking her medication and began exhibiting signs of paranoia and delusion. Rusty, unaware of the severity of her condition, left her alone with the children each day while he worked. On June 20, 2001, Andrea drowned her 5 children in the family's bathtub, believing she was saving them from eternal damnation. She called 911 immediately after and confessed to the crime, shocking the nation. Andrea's actions left a devastated family and community grappling with the unimaginable. Her case would become a landmark moment in discussions about mental health, motherhood, and the criminal justice system. Andrea Yates' trial began in 2002 and quickly became a national spectacle. Prosecutors argued that Andrea had planned the murders methodically and deserved the maximum penalty for her actions. The defense, however, painted a picture of a woman driven to insanity by severe mental illness. Expert witnesses testified about Andrea's postpartum psychosis, explaining how her delusions influenced her actions. The defense argued that she genuinely believed she was protecting her children from eternal suffering, a belief rooted in her distorted reality. The jury faced the difficult task of determining whether Andrea's mental illness absolved her of criminal responsibility. In 2002, she was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison. However, her conviction was overturned in 2006 after evidence of false testimony emerged. During her retrial later that year, Andrea was found not guilty by reason of insanity. She was committed to a high-security mental health facility, where she continues to receive treatment to this day. The case sparked intense public debate about the intersection of mental health and the legal system. Critics questioned whether Andrea's condition had been properly addressed before the tragedy, while others pointed to systemic failures in supporting struggling mothers. Andrea's husband, Rusty, faced scrutiny for his role in the events leading up to the murders. Many questioned his decision to leave Andrea alone with the children, despite her history of mental illness. Rusty eventually remarried, but the tragedy left an indelible mark on his life. The Yates case also led to greater awareness of postpartum mental health issues. Advocacy groups pushed for better education, screening, and resources to help mothers at risk of postpartum depression and psychosis. Over the years, Andrea's story has been the subject of books, documentaries, and television specials. These portrayals have explored the complexities of her mental illness, her devotion to her faith, and the societal pressures that contributed to her breakdown. Despite the passage of time, The tragedy remains a painful reminder of the need for compassion and understanding in addressing mental health issues. Andrea's case continues to influence discussions about how society supports vulnerable individuals and their families.